Okay, we're back from our workshop and ready to enter into a regularly scheduled Baxter City Council meeting, and we welcome you. We'll start out with roll call.
Ross.
I'm here.
Holman.
Here.
Licio.
Here.
Tabit.
Here.
Olson.
And I'm here. Then I would ask you to rise to recite the pledge to the flag with us, if you will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one
nation, under God, indivisible,
nation,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And welcome. Any additions or changes to the agenda, Mr. City Administrator?
We do have one addition. It's 6W, which is approved CARES Act Fund Pool MOU.
Okay. And that's on our agenda.
Correct.
Any public comments?
There were none received.
Okay, we'll move right on into the consent agenda. The following items are considered non-controversial by staff and are recommended to be read and passed in one motion. Any council person, staff, citizen, or meeting attendee can request one or more items be pulled from the consent agenda, and the item will be pulled and addressed immediately after the passage of the consent agenda. Otherwise, the following items will be passed in one motion. A, approve city council minutes from September 1st, 2020. B, approve city council special minutes from September 8th, 2020. C, approve the payment of bills and finance report. D, accept utility infrastructure for retail partners Baxter 2 LLC development and release the irrevocable letter of credit number 3941. E, accept utility infrastructure for Edgewood Healthcare Development and release performance and surety bond number 07-23341. F, approve J.R. Furchy Inc. pay estimate number 10 in the amount of $11,447.43 for the 2019 Mapleton Road, Jasperwood Drive, and Knollwood Drive area improvements, municipal project number 4129, and 2019 South Sanitary Sewer Interceptor improvements. G, approve the Knife River Corporation, North Central, pay estimate number 12 in the amount of $9,071.39 for the 2019 full depth reclamation improvements and the 2019 Memorwood Drive improvements project. H, approve R.L. Larson Excavating Inc. change order number 4 in the increased amount of $12,800, 2020 South Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, North Forest View improvements, and North Forest View Stormwater Outfall improvements project. I, approve R.L. Larson Excavating Inc. partial pay estimate number 4 in the amount of $1,283,264.66 for the 2020 South Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, North Forest View improvements, and the North Forest View Stormwater Outfall improvements project. J, approve Anderson Brothers construction contract change order number 2 amendment in the amount of $26,323 and change order number 3 in the amount of $2,300.40 with the extension of the completion date on the 2020 Fairview Road, Golf Course Drive, Excelsior Road, Oakwood Drive Trail Improvements Project. K, approve the Anderson Brothers construction partial pay estimate number 5 in the amount of $65,295.33 for the 2020 Fairview Road, Golf Course Drive, Excelsior Road and Trail Connection, and 2020 Oakwood Drive Trail Connection Improvements Project. I'll approve the School Resource Officer Services Agreement with ISD 181 for 2020, 2021, and 2021-2022 school years. M, accept Utilities Commission minutes from September 2nd, 2020. And approve Resolution 2020-047 for a conditional use permit for grading and filling in a shoreland overlay district located at 13607 Maplewood Drive. O, approve Resolution 2020-053 for conditional use permit for grading and filling in a shoreland overlay district located at 5807 Clearwater Road. P, approve resolution 2020-054 for conditional use permits to allow the expansion of a non-conforming structure on a riparian lot and for grading and filling in a shoreland overlay district located at 13311 Maplewood Drive. Q, accept planning and zoning commission minutes from September 8th, 2020. R, approved donation from Crowing Power in the amount of $1,000 and completion of the final phase of the Lauren Thompson Park Butterfly and Pollination Garden Improvement Project. S, schedule a public hearing for certification of delinquent utility bills, invoices, and abatements for Tuesday, November 17th, 2020 at 7 o'clock or shortly thereafter. T, authorize a placemaking grant application and approve an expansion to the community entrance project and at the Pierce Road cul-de-sac with grant proceeds to go towards the project. U, approve resolution 2020-056, revising resolution 2018 as you were, 063 for Brainerd General Rental at 15248 State Highway 371. V, set the public information meeting to review the 2021 budget and levy with public testimony for Monday, November 30th, 2020 at 6:00 p.m. W, CARES Act Fund Pooling Memorandum of Understanding. Approve that.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Cross.
Second.
Second by Holman. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Cross,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Licio,
yes,
Abbott,
Yes.
Olson.
And yes. Number 8, other business. 8A, approve the purchase of water treatment plant filter 1 media and media retention plates. That Trevor?
Trevor, you're up.
I'm going to turn it over to Mark Hallen. I think Mark Hallen's here, Todd.
I see his name.
Yep, I've just been unmuted. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Mark Hallen with Whitseth. I've been working with city staff here this summer on the water plant filters, and we progressed through filters work on, the trough on work filters 3 and 2, and in the process of that, we replaced a few plates on filter number 3, and have that back up and running as it's noted in the in the request for action. But in this work that we've done, we also noticed on filter 1 that is the original filter, one of the original filters from 2007, has a couple of media retention plates that have pulled up. Filter's still operating and staff is still using it. But this is going to need to be addressed at some time. And this is one of the filters, that was intended to be correct or with work done in it in early 2021. But since we went over some of the trough work and other things that have been completed this summer, the city we're looking at with staff, and we're presenting to you that we feel it's necessary to proceed with the replacing both the media and the media retention plates in filter 1, because if we continue on a case-by-case basis of replacing 1 or 2 of the 64 retention plates that are present on the bottom of each of these 4 filters, we just might be chasing our tail, going 1 month doing 1, then 6 months from now doing 4 more. So after quite a bit of discussions with the city staff, the decision was made to proceed with filter 1 and work, make a complete replacement of both the media and the cap plates, and do any necessary media removal from the under drain system. So I guess with that, I'm not going to read any more here of the items. So I'm here to address questions that you have.
It's been kind of a discouraging project from day one here, but are we thinking that we're seeing the end of the tunnel here with these recommendations?
I will say we're at the end of the tunnel regarding I'll say troughs. We feel we've worked out a solution on that, has been now completed on filters 3 and 2. And, that work would also be done on filter 1 as part of the media work that here is being proposed. It's noted in the memo. I was over with, staff last Friday. We replaced a media cap plate in filter 2 that was installed in March of 2019. I like to say we're done with filter 2, but we are not. We still have some issues with how the media backwashes and lays out level on the west end of filter 2. So that work is continuing here this week. And when we, as we get into the work on filter 1, if that's the way the council wishes to proceed, we may also be looking at trying to figure out, a few more issues on filter 2 that we're still investigating.
Okay, council, any comments or Trevor or Mark have anything to add?
Mayor, city council, the only thing I would like to add is that we still gotta address the trough on filter 4 too. So filter 4 trough is gonna be sometime this winter when we have more downtime. And then, like I say, there's still some investigating on filter 2. Filter 2 is still not running at 100%. If we do this to filter 1, this should get filter 1 back to 100%. And we believe that filter 3 is now back at 100%. So we're not 100% done yet. We're still doing some investigation. We've got time now because the production is going down. So we have some time to think this through and not do knee-jerk reactions on fixes, so that we're trying to take it slow and systematically. But there is a little bit more to come, but not as drastic as number 1. Number 1 was being scheduled for 2021 in last year's budget. And we're just gonna speed it up. The filter media needs to be replaced anyway. And now we're having problems with the under drain block caps. So that's a good time just to do the whole works in one complete project.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah, Zach?
I'll just quickly ask, I'm assuming based on the fact that this hasn't come up in this conversation at all, that I'm either misremembering or it's just not relevant to this current conversation. But I just wanted to ask how this expenditure and this project would fit into that. Didn't last year we had a full presentation on changing the water treatment filters to that biological system or something like that? Is that at all related in terms of if this current project is getting to be higher budget than we wanted? That potential for change might be something to consider in the next couple of years, or is that just, am I totally off base on that stuff?
What we're doing right now, Zach, would not affect that in the future. In order to go to biological treatment, these filters have to be in 100% working. And what we would do is be taking some of the chemicals out of the treatment and going to biological treatment. So that these filters still have to be at 100% working capacity in order to switch to biological treatment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, then look for a motion to approve it.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Cross,
Second.
second by Tabbitt. Any further discussion? Roll call?
You muted, Brad.
Sorry, I thought I hit the button. I didn't hit it hard enough. Cross,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Licio,
yes,
Tabbitt,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Motion carries. So we're down to council comments. Connie?
I'm sensing, at least during my morning walks, it's refreshing and kind of a return to normalcy to first see the school buses out and about. And secondly, to see all the kids waiting on the corner for the buses. We kind of survived the summer, and I'm hopeful that fall is going to turn the corner. So positive outlook on my part.
Yeah. Zach?
I'll just quickly agree with the positivity that Councilmember Alessio shared. I'm hopeful that we're getting closer by the day. We have to be getting closer by the day to the end of all this. Just encouraging patience amongst everyone in terms of doing your duties as part of the public health portion of all of this. And on another note, I guess I'll just note that I have been impressed with the progress made on the North Forest View project over the last few weeks. I saw there's pavement down in some spots, so it's looking good, and hopefully they'll get that wrapped up this fall before everything freezes up.
Okay, thank you. Holman?
I agree, but have no report.
Oh, wow.
I think I said enough tonight.
I suppose your voice is hoarse.
Yeah.
Ross?
I would agree with everyone so far, and Zach, you took my thunder away. So let's all just be good to each other. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just got a quick, I was going to say this last meeting, forgot about it, but this is, maybe the chief could jump in here, but I found it really interesting, the article about the blue lights on the intersections. And I think that is just phenomenal and well overdue. I mean, it just irritates me to watch people fly through through all of them. I think it was a great idea and probably should have happened a long time. Just kind of wondering, Chief, are you experiencing any? Oh, sure. Now he left. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, I'm here.
Are you experiencing, what are the experiences with it? Any?
We're learning them right now. This has been a project we've been working on as part of our TZD coalition for the better part of 3 years. I will say the one thing I thought is that the blue lights were all going to be mounted on the very top next to our Opticom lights. So we're still going through a little learning curve trying to figure out exactly where each one is. They're all kind of placed sporadically, but yeah, nighttime, they really pop. During the daytime, we got to be a little more selective on where we're going, but yeah, it's been great feedback, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from the public. I'm really surprised at that. A lot of positive and go get them type comments. So,
Mark?
Yeah, I saw the lights the other night, and I guess I missed that article. Can you explain a little bit about what they do?
yep. So the lights are timed to go with a red light. So each blue light is synced up with one of the red lights. So if we go to court and testify, we have to testify that we observed the red light in the past. Now with these blue lights, we don't have to be in a little narrow corridor where we can see the red light. It opens it up to 180, or more degrees of view, depending on which light you're at. So that's the purpose and the intent.
And they're really bright, so you guys can see those a block or two away. There's no denying it. They went through. The light was blue, and so I think it's great. I just cannot believe how many people think it's okay. It's just absolutely fun.
Yeah,
I was happy to see it.
me too.
Mark? Yeah, it's interesting, the culture. I lived in one city where it was okay to run the yellow, and 45 miles away, the other big city in the state, it was okay to jump the reds before it turned green. So you can imagine when the person from one city went to the other city, it resulted in some interesting meetings.
Oh, that's great. Any other reports, Chief? You been picking up any council members or anything, or?
Hush, hush.
No comment. Thank you.
Okay. No, thank you. That's it. City Administrator?
I have a few items. First, as council is aware, the Minnesota Department of Transportation is doing a safety study along the 210 corridor. That study got postponed a little bit, but has been kicked off. One of the components of that is getting public participation. With that, they have put out an online survey just the other day and are accepting are encouraging people to participate in that survey. That goes until October 10th. And we do have links on the city website for our residents and interested parties to do that. I encourage you and everyone else to do that. Second is just a reminder, we do have our second budget meeting that is scheduled for a week from today at 5 p.m. Third item, as council is aware, I've been having communications with the county regarding the land south of Whipple Beach. At their meeting of the whole just the other week, they talked about setting a policy for releasing unwanted fee title property. At that time, I was made aware that there would be no discount, but they would be willing to consider appraised value. With that, I've done some research with the assistance of the city attorney, and we do have a quote for appraisal service of $2,500. Unless council is objecting to that, I'm going to pull the trigger so that we can get that appraisal in the queue and done as quickly as possible so we can continue the dialogue with the county in regards to the acquisition of that 80 plus acres.
Comments or questions, council? You're looking for a motion, Brad, or?
No, I have money in the budget. I just want to make sure that council is aware, and if we are no longer interested, I'd like to know it now before we engage and start incurring some dollars other than my time. So.
Okay, we have a consensus, or anybody have a problem?
No, not about that. I have a lot of problems.
And
We don't have all night, Connie.
I just have one more item, and it's more for open discussion. As you've seen in the newspaper the last few days, we have some of the local units of government that are going back to live meetings. I know that we've put a pin on it for the last few months, and wanted to see what the appetite is of the council going back into open meetings. Stated time and time again as to what the pros and cons are. We do have a limitation of 24 persons based on social distancing. Those of you that have visited City Hall have seen the tape on the floor, so that it's pretty organized and laid out to assure that we do that. Obviously, we don't have full capacity at every council meeting, so we feel comfortable in opening up. We would have to make some adjustments to our venue should we have an item that we know will solicit a larger audience. But I think that we can accommodate that on those few occasions. The con of that, of moving forward is though technology is great, we do not have a audio video system set up just yet to continue to broadcast via YouTube. So if we do go live, we would lose that ability until we get that hardware and software installed. So with that, I just want to open up for dialogue and gauge as to the council's interest in going back to in person, or if you want to continue to participate via Zoom.
Your Honor, Council, I support in person, and I believe we have CARES dollars that are kind of identified for the technology that you described.
I'm comfortable with both, but I've always been a proponent of meeting in person as soon as it's safe, and I would like to see that happen.
I, out of general preference, prefer an in-person meeting over a Zoom meeting every single time, but I guess I don't see what's changed since July, other than there being an overall increased number of COVID cases since then. So if we were put to a vote, I would vote against going to in person personally, although I do prefer to be in person.
I agree. I would prefer to be in person, but if, you know, I agree with Zach, if nothing has changed here, why would we change then? So, yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, and I can go either way too. I'm not in any immediate hurry to jump back into it either. It's not, to me, it's not like crowds are ringing bells saying, you know, we want to get in there and we want to. I don't even know if anybody's watching us right now, you know. So I mean, I don't know that that's an overriding issue. And I know that there was some concern about waiting to see what happened with the numbers after Labor Day, with all people gathering and doing, you know, possibly foolish things too. So maybe we should just wait a few more weeks and see if there's any kind of spikes or any kind of things that come down the pike from that, and you know, regroup, take another look at it. And
Can we revisit it at the next council meeting, continue to Zoom through the next one and then see what has happened?
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Sure.
just, with some, and I'm not saying that you have to jump off the bridge because everybody else does,
Right.
but it does give the opportunity just to have conversation to see where your comfort level is in possibly pursuing that. We're not under any obligation. Obviously, the peacetime emergency still exists and will continue to exist through, I think it is October 11th, when the governor will have to either up it up for another 30 days or let it rescind. And if the peacetime emergency was either rescinded or revoked by the two chambers, and then we would be obligated to remove our emergency declaration, and therefore would be back in an in-person setting. But until that time, the decision is to the council as to if they believe it's in the best interest of themselves and the public to be meeting in public or in person. So we can continually to monitor it, and just wanted to get a barometer as to where council's at this point in time. And I believe I have it. So we'll continue to do as we have for the last several months, and until we have the conversation again. And until then, we'll have our boards and commissions as well as council meetings in Zoom setting. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else we're forgetting here, people? I would just like to, Connie brought up the Thursday thing. I've been trying desperately to get these plaques delivered to these businesses. Just having a terrible time. And the reason Thursday came up is because the owner of Salvage Sisters, who has a shop in St. Cloud too, is here on Thursdays. And so obviously it'd be nice to present to her. So as many of you think about it, let me know what kind of a time would work for you. And we need to, and then Laura was right across the hall, so we could do those two in one shot there too. So that's the reason for Thursday, just to reemphasize that. So think about it. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if we're done here, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Was there any city attorney comments?
Oh,
there's no report.
Okay.
thank
Make
you.
a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Cross.
Second.
Second by Alessio.
And my dog.
I heard him shake it earlier.
He wants a dog park.
Well, he's not old enough to vote yet, so.
Oh, yes, she is. In dog years.
Roll call, Brad.
Cross,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Licio,
Yes.
Tabit,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. It was a long night. Thanks for all your work, and have a great rest of the week.
Bye, guys.